Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check. Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. This is First Alert Meteorologist Bob Trihy. Thanks for joining us live. We are online right now, and I want to discuss what's coming in as we go through tonight into tomorrow. As we look at the satellite picture right now, you can see that we've got a lot of clouds in place at the present time, and also some showers. What's interesting is we've got some rain elements moving off the ocean onto Delmarva, and then other rain elements moving from the southwest. That's with the next storm that we're watching. And here's the full screen view. We've got a little trough extending to the north right now, and that's why we have the clouds in place at the present time. And now further to the west, we're watching low pressure. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, aren't we concerned about Melissa? Not really, because Melissa is now north of Cuba. It's not what it once was. It's now a Category 2 hurricane. And I don't think the moisture from Melissa will link up to this storm across the Tennessee Valley until after it passes us. Then, as that system gets to the north, near New York, on into New England, that's where some of Melissa's moisture will get entrained with this system. But we're watching this low pressure area around Memphis, Tennessee right now. You can see it's a pretty good swirl there with rain and some storms. And we're seeing some rain right now actually from an area of low pressure off the South Carolina and North Carolina coast right now, with a trough extending farther to the north. So I'm going to walk you through it here on Futurecast. Bottom line is keep your rain gear handy, especially tonight into tomorrow. Here's Futurecast as we go into the afternoon hours. We're looking at periodic showers. These are those showers coming in off the ocean. That's in advance of this system, and we'll be looking at temperatures that are pretty raw into the upper 50s to close to 60 degrees. Around the dinner hour or shortly thereafter, it looks like we're looking at some showers, and it looks like I just got a new advisory from the National Weather Service. We do have a wind advisory now that will be in effect. Let me pull it up here for Sussex County. This goes into effect tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. and continues to 1 p.m. So basically, a wind advisory means that we're looking at winds gusting in excess of 40 miles per hour at times. Some of those winds could be associated with storms and maybe severe weather. But first things first, here's this evening at 7:30 on Futurecast. We've got the showers and temperatures really raw into the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees. And then 11 p.m. tonight, our conditions start to deteriorate even more. We'll be looking at the rain picking up in intensity, and some of that will definitely be heavy at times, and we possibly could get a rumble of thunder too. But you see those yellow and orange areas. That's indicating that moderate to heavy rain that could cause some local flooding, especially in poor drainage areas. This is late this evening and then into tonight. Here's 2:30 tomorrow morning. The winds are revving up. The rain is picking up. It's going to be pretty miserable as we go into the very early morning hours as we go into your Thursday with rain, heavy at times, and we do have the possibility of some rumbles of thunder as well. And there's also a chance of damaging winds with an isolated chance of a brief spin-up tornado. That is a very low chance, but it's not zero. So keep that in mind as we go into tomorrow morning. And then as we go into 6, 7 a.m., you saw that big blob of red move through. That is some very heavy rain. Thunderstorms possible at 6 to 7 a.m. as the winds are really revving up from the southeast. I think we're looking at gusts at least 40 miles per hour. And with some of these thunderstorms, we could be seeing gusts in excess of 50. And some of these storms might actually have some rotation, and that's what could cause a brief spin-up tornado in the morning hours. Later in the morning, 11 a.m., still breezy, and the chances of severe weather at that time do start to go down. And then we're moving into Thursday afternoon. Here's 2:30, and I think the show is over, basically. I think we're looking at drying conditions as low pressure is moving to our west. It's going to be breezy, winds out of the southeast, and it's going to be mild as well. Some areas getting into the low 70s tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll see those winds shift to the west-southwest as we go into Thursday evening. It's breezy, temperatures in the 60s, but that direction is good. That means the bad weather has passed us by, and we're looking at mainly clear skies as we go into tomorrow evening, and then it's breezy Thursday night. And as of now, Halloween is looking breezy and chilly, but it's not looking especially wet and stormy, so that's certainly very good news. As far as the threat for severe weather, now we are under a marginal risk of seeing severe weather as we go, especially into Thursday morning. Between about 3 and 10 a.m., that is our window of seeing the severe weather. The threats, for the most part, the biggest threat would be damaging winds. We could be looking at wind gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour. So if you have any outdoor items, make sure they're secured or brought inside. We still have a lot of plants outside and furniture and maybe umbrellas. Make sure that is all fastened down. Also, I have added the tornado icon, the latest indication from the Storm Prediction Center. They have us under a 2% chance of seeing a tornado. Not a high chance, but it's not zero either. So make sure you have the Coast TV weather app handy, and make sure you watch us on the air as well, because we might be cutting in for severe weather coverage tomorrow morning if it warrants, if we do have a severe thunderstorm warning or maybe even a tornado warning with this system. As far as rainfall amounts, this particular model really has been all over the map. At times it's giving us a lot of rain, at other times not giving us as much rain. So it really depends on the model run. Last night when I was on the air, we had about a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain, and now it's painting over 2 inches of rain around Seaford and close to 2 inches in Georgetown, and slightly lower amounts towards the coast, but still at least a ½ inch. So I think it's safe to say 1 to 2 inches of rain, some isolated pockets of even more as we go through time, and the winds will be strong. Now, this afternoon and this evening, not too bad, but they're gusting over 30 at the beaches. They've been gusty the last 2 days, and they're only going to ramp up with time as we go into the overnight hours. Here's midnight, and you see those winds just screaming right out of the east, and around 35 to 40 mile per hour gusts at the coast. Inland areas gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour. And then look at this, even stronger as we go into tomorrow morning. This is when I'm a little concerned by that potential of a brief spin-up tornado, but more than likely very strong winds as low pressure is to our west. Could be looking at gusts close to 50 at the beaches. In fact, even inland, 40 mile per hour gust in Millsboro, 35 in Georgetown, 33 in Del Mar. And those gusts about 45 miles per hour plus at the coast. In fact, I saw one gust perhaps later in the morning up to 50, even inland areas. And then as we go into 8 o'clock, you can see the winds are shifting as that low is passing us by to the west, but still south-southeast, very strong, 25 to 40 miles per hour. By 1 p.m., I think we're out of the woods as those winds shift to the south, and then eventually southwest, and they do start to quiet down as we go into tomorrow evening, as I think it'll be mostly sunny and just breezy at that time, so we don't have to worry about the stormy weather at all. But Here's our day part forecast as we go through the rest of the day into the evening hours. Make sure you have the umbrella handy, as we'll see periodic showers and those winds pretty gusty out of the east northeast, around 20 miles per hour, but gusting over 30 at times. And it won't be raining all the time through about 7 p.m. But then after that, I think as we go deeper into the evening, that's when the heavy rain kicks in and some of those storms that could spawn some severe weather as we go into tomorrow morning. Do want to just back up a little bit, back to a previous slide, and I want to show you what's going on now. So here's what we have at home. This is interesting. We've got some rain elements moving out of the east and moving onshore, and then we've got some rain elements moving in from the south and west. That's in association with that storm. So we've got some rain elements clashing right now. Once again, this is not connected to Hurricane Melissa. Hurricane Melissa is off the coast, and once again, I don't think that moisture will link up with this area of low pressure until it moves to our north. Maybe New Jersey, New York, back up into New England. They could see very, very heavy rain as some tropical moisture gets involved. But I think for us, I think it's just this area of low pressure that is back to our west, and that will continue to head our way and give us that chance of severe weather as we go into the evening. So just to wrap this up, if you're just joining us now, this evening we're going to be seeing the rain building in. Here's Futurecast at 7:30. Then I think it starts getting heavy later tonight around 11 p.m. So maybe you're working the third shift or just out and about. You really don't want to be out if you don't have to be. Very late tonight into tomorrow morning, where we're looking at storms, moderate to heavy rain, possibility of damaging winds, and an isolated chance of an isolated tornado, a brief spin-up tornado. We'll be watching that threat, I think, as we go into the morning hours between about 5 to 7 a.m. Then I think late morning, early afternoon, that's when we're out of the woods and things start to calm down. And it looks like a quieter Halloween on the way for the kiddos. We like to see that. That's certainly very good news for them, as we'll be looking at decent weather for trick-or-treating. It just will be a little breezy, so make sure that their costumes don't blow away, because I think we will be seeing wind gusts up to about 40 miles per hour. We'll continue to update you on the incoming system online and on the air on Coast TV News beginning at 5 with Paul Williams, and then through the evening hours. Have a great day. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Bob Trihy. Yes, I popped myself up.